Welcome to round 4 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of October 12th. I'm Terry Morrow, and I'm here with Catherine Haletko.
Hello.
And Nicole Eridix.
Hi there.
As moms of teens and young adults, we survived those little kid days, yet we're still rethinking the decisions we've made all through our kids' lives and worrying about what's going on right now. Today's Thursday, which means it's time to give in to our obsessing. And today we're obsessing about keeping up our friendships and social connections as the pandemic drags on and on. So I know in our house we have been making great use of Zoom, both for larger gatherings and for small ones. I mean, my friend and I get together on Zoom for kind of lunch. I eat my lunch while we're talking. And we talk for an hour and then we go back to what we're doing. But it's like really nice to have that check-in. They used to come out to see us every weekend or, most weekends. And of course that hasn't been happening for a very long time. So now I think we've gotten into this Zoom habit. So on the weekends when people come to people's houses again, we may still do this on the weeks they can't come out. And then my friend's husband, who whenever they come out here would play Uno with my son. They have a very complicated way of playing Uno. They're now doing that over Zoom. And also early on in the pandemic, my son has this social group, special needs social group that had to stop meeting, but I sort of rallied them all to have a Zoom get together every week. And then the Park and Rec, who does the in-person groups, took over the Zoom group and now did it on there so it can go for an hour or more. And that's been super nice. Every Friday he still has something to go to. And I think everybody else has appreciated it very much too. So we've been Zooming a lot. There are some other things, groups that I got together on Zoom with great fanfare, and I thought this would be a recurring thing, and nope, one time is enough. Yeah, just there was no other interest in it but me, and so I got it together once, but I feel like if I do it again, it's going to be like, oh, this again. So it feels like if somebody else isn't saying, hey, can we do that again? I'm happy to organize it, but if they don't, I kind of feel funny proposing it, Mm-hmm. So there's like 2 or 3 things that I did that I thought were going to be a recurring thing and that were not. And there's a whole section of our family who I kept trying to get a Zoom going with, like you have with your family, Catherine. I thought it'd be such a great thing. They have computers. They have college students. I know they have Zoom. I know they know how to do this. And they were just, nope. So, okay. Nice to know ya. Guess we'll see you sometime. So I don't know. So it's been kind of a mixed bag, but the stuff that has worked great. And for the stuff that hasn't, you know what? I wasn't that much friendly with people anyway. So it's just gone to my natural hermit tendencies. Really, I don't have to go out and be with people and do things. I can just be with my little family of 4 and that's it. Cool. So what has your experience been, you guys? Catherine, are you still doing your meetings with your family?
Yes. We have an extended family Zoom that it was every week. We did cut it back to every other week. And, not everybody comes every time. Sometimes people have other things going on. But that's been really nice. And then we have a periodic sibling Zoom with my brothers and sisters. That's good. And then once a while ago, what my cousin calls the second generation. So my brother, sister, and cousin, and we did like a Cards Against Humanity online game. So we're going to be doing that again. And my dinner club, that we used to have dinner at different people's homes every month. That hasn't, obviously hasn't happened. And so somebody from that is trying to organize a virtual, probably a game night too. So
yeah.
So we're trying. I don't know. It doesn't feel
not the same.
It doesn't feel the same. I mean, because I see things like I saw this event that was going on. It would have been a little bit of a drive, like a day trip that I was kind of interested in. And I knew that no one in my family would want to do it. But I was like, I don't feel like I can invite anybody else to sit in the car with me for 3 hours. Yeah. It's just, especially right now, our area is is such a hot spot. So, I'm feeling really like everything has to be virtual, and it's not as fun.
Yeah.
But you know, you kind of have to try. Otherwise,
right.
number one, you're lonely. And number two, you know, these things can fade away and disappear if you don't put in some effort. So is that what you were concerned about, Nicole? I know you mentioned this.
Well, it was just an interesting experience because as with most people in the beginning of this whole pandemic, we tried to keep connections with people through Zoom, and it just seemed really sort of superficial at first because we were already so used to talking to each other pre-pandemic.
Uh-huh.
So the Zoom calls were just a little bit of a catch-up, and then that's it. And then, of course, they kind of went the wayside.
Yeah.
And then we got to a point where we just didn't care anymore that we talked to people. Just kind of got into our own little pandemic bubble.
Mm-hmm.
And then we, you know, more recently have been like, oh man, I miss those social connections because this is just going on for a long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And we just got this message out of the blue last Friday night from one of my longtime friends in Canada, and she said, "Hey, are you and your husband around for some wine and a chat?" And we're like, "Oh my gosh, yes, yes, we are."
Yes.
I remember those things.
It was just so random and out of the blue, and we're like, "Yes, we are." So we were in the middle of dinner, and I said to my husband, "Quickly, eat fast. We gotta go have wine." We missed this opportunity. I mean, normally in like the pre-pandemic world, we probably would have been like, we're kind of busy tonight. You know, like, rather stay in. But now, so we quickly gathered all of our things that we needed, and laptop and glasses and a bottle of wine. And so we sat down and we chatted for almost 2 hours. It was so nice. Her and her husband were out on the porch where they live. We were on the porch where we live. And yeah, it was just so nice. And it was like, it was just like a real conversation. It wasn't that, "Hi, how are you?" kind of conversation. It was very like a real visit, which was so nice. So I've been missing that.
Yeah.
My social life isn't as robust as Catherine's from the sound of it.
Oh, believe me, it is not robust at all.
But it was certainly nice to socialize.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
How are your kids doing with keeping connections? Have they been? Are kids still like getting together in the parking lot, or are they just going and doing stuff?
All my daughter's friends left for school, so.
But I mean, doesn't matter if they're around if it's all virtual. But they get into their own stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. My high school kid, it's all online stuff for the moment. I mean, that was one of the reasons why going to school in person was so nice, because they had the hour-long lunch to really connect with each other. But of course, they don't have that right now. They're virtual at the moment. So we'll see if and when they go back.
Yeah, I mean, my daughter, fortunately, has still been going to work, so she sees all the people who amount to her friends at the moment in person. She doesn't really have much going on other than work. But at the moment, that's fine. You know, it's not like you could be out and doing things with people anyway. So, and she's been participating in the group that my son is doing. They let her, join them on Zoom. So that's been nice.
Mm-hmm.
But it is, every time, usually my thing is you need to get out of the house. You need to meet people. How are you ever going to find somebody if you're, Mr. Right is not just going to come to your door. You have to put yourself out there. And now it's like, you can't do that. Computer dating, honey. Computer dating is the way to do it.
Yeah.
She's not buying that either.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of feel like it's just so much more. Yeah.
It's just so much more, pretty much sums up this time.
Yes.
You have to go any further than that.
Right. Well, in the meantime, I'm still enjoying connecting with the both of you each
Yay.
week, and we can go on without having to see each other in real life. So,
Right. So convenient.
pandemic or not,
Yes.
I'm at least assured this little social visit once a
Yes.
week. So that's it for today's Round 4. Tune in tomorrow when we'll share our roundabout roundup of things we've been using or enjoying lately that we think deserve a shout out. Find all our episodes at parentingroundabout.com and talk back in the comments there, on our Facebook page, or on Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat.